He patted his coat pockets. He took it off and gave it a good shake. Nothing. His wallet was gone. Just to be sure, he checked again. Turning around in frustration, millionaire Ken Behring tried to remember how on earth he had lost his wallet. And then he remembered. He had taken a walk around the slums. What are the odds of getting it back now? Hello everyone, and welcome to our newest episode. Today, we bring you a story on how a lost wallet in a sketchy neighborhood led to something incredible. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more episodes. Remember to click on that little bell so you never miss a story. It was no secret that Ken Behring was a millionaire. By the age of 27, Behring was a savvy businessman, earning $50,000 a year. Behring has been listed several times on the annual Forbes 400 list of richest Americans. He has even been described in the press as a billionaire. In the 1900s, Behring went to the San Francisco Bay Area with his assistant on a business trip to negotiate a land deal. The flight was long and hard, but after several hours of lengthy negotiations, Behring finally got the matter settled. He planned to build a mega mall that would earn him thousands of dollars in revenue. Having dealt with his business matters, Behring decided to take a walk to clear his mind. This area was not like the gated communities he lived in. These were the slums of Berkeley, the poorest and most dangerous part of the city. One would think it odd for a millionaire to even pass through such an area, let alone take a leisurely walk down such destitute streets. But Behring was no stranger to hardships. Born in Freeport, Illinois, Behring grew up in poverty. His father worked at a lumberyard, making just 25 cents an hour for a massive load of back-breaking work. To make ends meet, his mother worked as a cleaning maid at various houses. So, Behring knew firsthand what it meant to grow up with countless financial hardships. He was not a millionaire boy who got a fancy ride to the most luxurious schools. As the little boy in a threadbare family, Behring had to throw in his effort to help at the mere age of 7. No one was going to give a proper job to a 7-year-old boy. For about 10 years, Behring did all sorts of odd jobs. He did whatever he could do to help his family stay afloat. He mowed lawns, caddied, transported milk, sold newspapers, and worked at a grocery store. Young Behring even helped his father at the lumberyard. At the age of 16, things seemed to be going well for the Behring family. Little Behring worked his way up to become a salesperson at Montgomery Ward. With all the business knowledge he had gained, working since he was a 7-year-old boy, Behring later started a side business selling sports goods. He did all this while attending Monroe High School. Given his family's financial situation, Behring never thought that he would be able to attend college. However, fortune struck him again. He was a passionate football player in high school, and his excellent skills gained him a partial football scholarship to the University of Wisconsin, Madison. Unfortunately, Behring's college life was put to a devastating halt when he suffered a severe injury. The damage left him unable to play football, and he was no longer eligible for the scholarship. With a heavy heart, Behring dropped out of college. He was back to working his way up. But Behring was not going to give up. The loss of his scholarship got him even more determined to be a successful businessman. If his family had enough money, no injury would have stopped his college life. Behring got back to his car business. He got work as a salesperson at a Chevrolet and Chrysler auto dealership. He started his own used car business, Behring Motors, at the age of 21. He developed his business to such an extent that by the age of 27, Behring was a millionaire. It was time to move to lusher neighborhoods. Behring moved to Florida in 1956 and started the Behring Construction Company. He became a land developer and began building on formerly wetlands, pastures, and fields. Behring's company eventually became the largest builder of single-family homes in Florida and the 10th largest in the United States. So, although Behring lived in extravagance now, he was no stranger to the barren side of life. Perhaps walking through these streets gave him waves of nostalgia, reminding him of the hardships he had worked his way out of. Lost in thought, Behring flung his jacket over his shoulder, roamed the streets of Berkeley. When Behring returned to the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, he reached into his jacket pocket to take his VIP client card from his wallet. And that's when he realized that his wallet was gone. He searched everywhere, but the wallet was not found. "Maybe you lost your wallet during your morning walk through the slums in Berkeley," his assistant suggested. Then it occurred to Behring. The wallet must have fallen out of his jacket when he flung it over his shoulder. The wallet had a couple $100 and some cards. Not a big loss for a millionaire. "What do we do now?" his assistant asked. After all, his wallet was lost in a sketchy neighborhood. What were the odds of getting it back? Behring's reply was somewhat perplexing. "We can only wait for the person who picked up my wallet to contact us." His assistant was not so hopeful, but they waited. For 2 hours they waited, but no call came. The assistant grew impatient. He should have taken more precautions when Behring wanted to take a walk down those streets. As much as the assistant realized what an inconvenience losing the wallet was, he saw little point in waiting for the return. "Let's not waste our time waiting for someone in the slums to return a wallet," the assistant said hopelessly. "We should not have expected so much from these people." But Behring was calm. He simply replied, "No, I want to wait and see." The assistant was puzzled. Why waste their day just to be disappointed? The person who picked up your wallet could have easily contacted you. All your business cards were in it, even your hotel card. They had more than enough time to make a call. We have been waiting for the entire afternoon. It's not like a wallet can go unnoticed on such streets. The assistant just wanted to get out of this city. He could see no point to all this waiting. Curiously enough, Behring was insistent. He wanted to wait. Surprisingly though, their waiting paid off. The next morning a call came. Someone had picked up Behring's wallet and wanted him to come to Catter Street to pick it up. The assistant was worried. Could this be a trap? He wondered to himself. When they arrived at Catter Street, a little boy walked up to them, clutching Behring's wallet. The assistant snatched it up and checked the contents. He couldn't believe his eyes. Not $1 was missing. Behring wanted to thank the little boy. He asked the little boy what he wanted in return. "Could I have a little money?" the boy asked sheepishly. "Of course. How much do you want?" Behring got ready to fish out a wad of dollars. "Just $1, sir." The assistant and Behring stared at each other in surprise. The boy quickly started explaining himself. "You see, sir, I was looking for a public phone all day to call you about the wallet. When I finally managed to find one, I didn't have any money to make the call, so I had to borrow $1 from the shop owner. I just need the $1 to repay him, sir." The little boy's innocence melted Behring's heart. He wasn't even looking for a reward. He looked at the boy, saw his childhood reflected. Shabby clothes and barely any money to survive. His little act of kindness changed this millionaire's mind. Deep in thought, Behring went back to the hotel. He then decided to change his plans. He was not going to build a mega mall for the rich in the city to spend their money. He would build a school, several schools in fact, on the streets of Berkeley to educate the children living in the slums. During the opening ceremony, Behring remembered that little boy who inspired all this change. He said to the onlooking crowd, "We must not assume that every person out there is greedy or selfish. We need to make room and give every person an opportunity to prove that they have pure and kind hearts. People with these kind souls are worth investing in." Over the years, Behring initiated and contributed to many philanthropic acts. In 1997, Behring pledged $20 million to the Smithsonian Institution's National Museum of Natural History, with the intention that it be used for educational purposes. In 2000, Behring founded the Wheelchair Foundation in Blackhawk, California, to provide free wheelchairs for people with physical disabilities in developing nations. As of September 2013, the Wheelchair Foundation had given away over 940,000 wheelchairs 152 countries around the globe. He also founded the Water Leaders Foundation, a non-profit group working to support safe drinking water, in 2005. Behring made a $1.9 million donation to National History Day in 2009 to improve the teaching and learning of history in middle and high schools. And that's how an act of selfless kindness from a little boy's heart made its ripple effect throughout the world. There are no further records about that boy, but with such a kind heart, we all know that he deserves nothing but the best from life. What would you have done if you picked up a millionaire's wallet? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and see you in another amazing episode.